another quiet week, to be fair. This whole episode, you just stuck with me. Again, for what it's worth, National League, still have no idea how they're gonna work out the final standings. What we have done, the chairman got his little spreadsheet out and he's gone through every single permutation, whether that's based on points per game for form, points per game for home and away, standard points per game, aliens landing on the roof and whatever, and we can't find any permutation where we don't finish above the bottom two, so we're not overly concerned about that. No Zoom meeting from the management team, so the Kettering Town first team management this week. They actually came on site, socially distanced of course, and basically did a stock take of kit to make sure that when we can start pre-season that all the equipment they need, rebounders or I don't know, whatever the stuff they want, bibs, cones, ladders, parachutes, whatever they're after, they will have, so that John and Ben can get the boys up to speed as fast as possible. Obviously, John has been setting them fitness tasks, so hopefully they'll come back with a level of fitness as and when they can come back and train and play. Player front, no movement, nothing's changed this week. We hope that next week things will get back to a little bit of normality. So. So on the pitch this week, we've had the drilling machine out, the drilling holes. So obviously we all know that we have problems with draining the pitch at Aber Park. Obviously this time of year, those patches are still bare, so we know where the worst the worst bits of the pitch are, because there's no grass on it at the moment. So we've taken the opportunity to get this drilling machine in, and we're drilling down as far as we can into the clay base, so we can put some gravel, like pea gravel or something in there with a layer of sand, a layer of topsoil, and then obviously we'll seed over the top of that. The idea hopefully is that those channels will stay, and it will help the worst areas of the pitch anyway drain better when the winter sets in. So that's what we've been doing on the pitch. We were hoping to have the whole pitch this season this week. That hasn't happened. The guys the contractors that are doing that are not fully into swing yet. So they'll come in next week hopefully. Same as with the finishing off for the ground grading. 1st of June. All the teams are due to be in, so the guys finishing off the terracing, as well as the team that are coming in to do the stand. They should be in next week, so hopefully within 5 days, hopefully by next Friday. We've got some electricians coming in as well. I need some electrics wired up to the new turnstiles, so hopefully by next Friday, not only will the pitch renovation will have started, but also the ground grading, or things we need to do to prepare for the ground grading, will be completed. And that will be a weight off everybody's mind. Okay, so the question has been asked: Folkestone or Latimer Park? Obviously, some fans have got some views on the use of shipping containers. So today we had a Zoom call with Halifax Wanderers in the Canadian Premier League. Those guys have actually built two sides of their ground using shipping containers, so it was good to get an understanding from those guys what they did, what some of the challenges that they've had against the experiences that we've incurred so far. So for those of you that don't know, we've obviously created the gym and the medical room, which are on the far side, the nursery side of the ground, out of shipping containers. And what you'll see from the the new look ground, if you like, is that obviously the new turnstiles are out of shipping containers, as well as the new shop and security room when those get done. So there's 2 containers as you come in now. It's not a cheap option. People seem to think for some reason that we're doing it on the cheap. By the time you cut the container, reinforce it where you've cut it, and then fit it out, the fitting out of a container is the same cost as fitting out of a brick building. So it's not a cheaper option. It's probably on par really. What it does allow us to do is obviously 2 things. One, not worry about dilapidation at the end of our lease. We're not worried that landlord turns around and says, right, knock this down, knock that down, which incurs a cost. But more importantly, it means that when French's Fields is ready, we can just pick up all these items and just move them straight over and drop them into situ. So in effect, the things that you're seeing now will be with us for quite some time, hopefully. So that's why we've gone with the shipping container route. Don't be surprised if you see them, more shipping containers coming on site over the next 12 to 18 months. Everything we're looking to build will be shipping container, or at least modular, like the stand and the new tin hat that the fans of or the trust have raised funds for. All of those things can be unbolted and moved. So that's pretty much the way that we're doing it. But I don't want people to get the impression that we're doing it on the cheap. It isn't. It isn't about doing it cheap. It's about being smart and making sure that we're not having to use funds twice over. And they are, they're like a big Meccano set. Bolt them together, cut the holes where you want them to go, and it's worked out pretty well for us so far. So, yeah, take a look next time you're down. Obviously, you'll be trundling through one hopefully when the season starts, because it'll be a turnstile. So, any feedback, let us know. We are going to change the way they look. So, it's always been designed that we'll clad the outside of them. So I think the first set of cladding arrived yesterday. That will probably go on to the gym side next week, and we'll take a look at that, and hopefully then that will move forward. It's not a prerequisite for the ground grading, it just makes it look nicer.